What's up? This is Carl on Excel Part 2, Excel Chapter 3 Part 2. And where I last left off, or one of the last things of my last video that I wanted to share with you was that sheet. When you right click on the sheet and you rename it, you have a possible 31 characters you can use. You can use letters, you can use numbers, but you can't use symbols because of what I'm about to show you next, which is called sheet and 3D reference. Now, if I rename this as question, even if I try to put question mark or any of those symbols, I can't. If I try to put, different asterisks, certain asterisks you can't use. Like I'm trying to put the question mark in right now, I can't use it. I'm trying to put the star in, I can't use it because Excel uses those already, or they just limit you from using those particular ones. They don't want you to encase things in brackets, so you're not supposed to encase things in brackets. Why? Well, for this simple reason and for this simple fact. Oh wow, it just actually showed me that too. Look, it gives you a warning. It says you typed an invalid name for a sheet or chart. Make sure that the name that you type does not exceed 31 characters. The name does not contain any of the following characters. You do not leave the name blank. So that's just a little simple ruling for you. I'm just gonna go ahead and name it that, and I'm gonna delete it. Okay. Well, now what I was trying to show you before is that it's called sheet and 3D reference. Now what that is that I can take, or I can refer to another sheet. So in the sheet in quarter 1 or the sheet in quarter 2, I can actually type it as second quarter I'm sorry. But basically you type the sheet name and then you follow it with exclamation point. Now, if I wanted to refer to more than one sheet, as in I wanted to refer to sheet 1, 2, 3, and 4, I would type it as such. I would type it just like I do a regular sheet. So in this case, it would be first quarter, semicolon, fourth quarter, encased in parentheses. It would be first quarter, fourth quarter, with an exclamation point, then what you want the range to be. So, for example, first quarter with the semicolon, and you got fourth quarter. You would actually write the names out. You wouldn't be just doing the shortcut. And then you would follow by an exclamation point, followed by the range. So let's go with F5 to semicolon let's just play with it, H5, and that would be your range. And it would refer to the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, in those ranges. And that, hey, if you find, if you find uses for that, That's up to you, but that's powerful stuff. Another thing I want to show you is a what-if analysis. And I want you to watch very closely at the bottom of my screen at this profit margin. You see this 9,000? I'm going to change it to 8,000. You see how the profit margin automatically changed? So now I want to put 78,000. Wait, hey, 98,000. Let's go with that. You see the profit margin just skyrocket automatically. Let's do that again for the last time. Let's change it to like something like 7,600. Now it becomes 15.99. Well, maybe I want my profit margin to be a particular number. I want it to be a particular percentage. This is what you call a what-if analysis. If I just plug in a whole bunch of numbers or plug in random numbers and just guess what would happen. Now, I'm going to show you a much simpler way to do the exact same thing. You go to the data form, you go to the data ribbon. It's called What If Analysis, What If, and you click on it. You go to Goal Seek. Now, profit margin is from A to F in the number 25. But I want, for time's sake, we're going to go with B25. And this is what you have to write. B25 at 15% from B. We'll go back to payroll. B16. That being said, it understands what it's looking for. So now look at it. At the bottom, I have exactly 15, and my payroll is adjusted to exactly what it needs to make my profit margin 15%. That is powerful, because now I don't have to sit here and wonder calculations and figure out all this math when I can just simply plug in, I want 15% profit margin. How do I do it? Where can I cut back? Where can I add more money? Where can I save? Where can I do this? Hey, it's your world. We're just living in it, honestly. Another thing I want to show you. I want to take this profit margin, or no, actually, no, I want to take this total expense. My total expense, and I want to highlight it. Why? Because I want to show you something called conditional formatting. And conditional formatting, it has a lot of tools. But for right now, I'm going to show you one of the more basic tools. Is I want to highlight anything less than 34,000. And mind you, I wrote 34,000, and I have a choice of light red fill with dark, yellow fill with dark, red text. We'll go with the red text for now. So now, my profit margin, well, my total expenses, I conditionally formatted it to highlight anything under $34,000 in red ink, or red text. So now look at it. The only thing unhighlighted is the 70,000 because it fits the criteria of what I was looking for. We'll switch it up again. Same conditional formatting. We'll go back to conditional formatting. Now we'll change it to anything greater than 2,000. No, anything greater than 20. Anything greater than 22,000. 22,500. Make it more specific. With that same red text. Anything above 22,500 is in red text. So now everything is in red text. So everything's above 22,500. Let's do it again. Just for those who don't understand. You can between, so I want the numbers to be between 34,000 and 58,000 highlighted in the red text, or you know what I'm saying? You can play with it and you can just manipulate it how you want, because you want this particular information to stand out from the rest. Like with the profit margins, any profit margin I want to conditionally format with maybe an icon scheme. I want to have it with an icon scheme, and I want that icon scheme to be percentage, bottom 10%, highlighted in red text. So now look, it's marked, and see how this one is the only one marked in red? Because this is the only one that's below the percentage I marked. This is the percentage. This is the one that we're not satisfied with. This is one we're highlighting. And conditional formatting can be done the similar way with anything else. Like maybe our coffee expenses. Okay, well, our coffee expenses. So now let's highlight maybe all 3 of these beverages. Anything I spend, highlight greater than $6,000. If I spend more than $6,000 on this, I want it highlighted with a light red fill. And it shows me that I spend a lot of money on espressos and drip coffee, while food and beverages don't cost me as much. So anything above $6,000, I want highlighted. And just like that. That's pretty much what you're finding out from your conditional format. It's going to really help, not only just help you find information you're looking for, but help you be more powerful.